feels awesome being voted in by the fans again.
全明星的投票都是由全世界的粉丝来投出来嘛，所以说投出来我也是很开心。
Even though I retired, they voted me back in. I have no choice but to comply with their wishes and go and have a good time.
The match I'm looking forward to the most is just EU versus NA match. I think it's quite clear that EU is the better region.
我比较喜欢就是1v1的模式。
The 1v1s and seeing who's actually going to make it to the top.
If you lose, you don't have any extraneous things about it. It's just you got outplayed.
프로겐 선수랑은 이번에 처음 만나는 거고 이때를 하면 어떤 느낌일지 궁금합니다.
I'm looking forward to the assassin game mode.
It sounds like it's gonna be a crazy match, to be honest.
That match is pretty much going to be like Faker versus everyone.
I was looking at the assassins on the game list, and there's some Nidalee and NA Rengar, so I got some options.
我比较期待那个就比较娱乐的，说是好像是2个人用一台机器吗？
Один управляет клавиатурой, другой мышкой. Я не знаю, как это будет выглядеть, поэтому для меня это что-то вроде страшного или что-то в этом роде.
The marksman mode. Marksman only. No tank items allowed. Hopefully I get to play Quinn, so I can just run around the map.
Obviously, it's supposed to be this whole fun event, but I think we're all here to win.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the LCS studios in Los Angeles, the scene for the 2015 All-Star event. Some of the top names from around the world have been chosen by you, the fans, to compete and battle for regional pride. Everything is getting underway here. There, the LCK All-Stars with Faker, of course, the CIS All-Stars as well, warming up in their room straight from Melbourne to here, and the fans totally lining up for all the action here at All-Star 2015. All live from our studios in Los Angeles. Team from the NA LCS All-Stars, plus Bjergsen warming up there as well. Dyrus getting a little bit energy in before he plays. And Uzi from the Chinese All-Stars also getting ready. Froggen once again represents for the European squad. He just gets voted in all the time. Hello everyone, I'm Sjokz. Great to have you with us. Joining me on the analyst desk to kick off day one, our league experts, the North American LCS's Aiden Zirene Moon, Europe's own Mitch Krepo VODS, and the fastest pun in the West, David Phreak Turley.
You know, there are 8 puns for you right now that I could give, but I think my life shouldn't revolve around puns entirely. Oh my God.
Oh, too soon. I mean, everything.
Too soon. Too soon.
Well, we're going to hear more of that in just a second. But for now, I do want to introduce the rest of our fully stacked broadcast roster to you. Ringside in the battle arena, Quickshot, The Fish Show, and Kobe, who are gearing up to cast the very first game. And they are joined by our broadcast partners from China and Korea's OGN, who will be beaming out the event to all corners of the globe. And at the 1v1 stage, Pyrotechnics and Stress are standing by as well. Good to have you back, Devin. And right now, we're going to send it over to the always dapper, but a little bit more today, James Dash Patterson in his red carpet finest.
Thank you very much, Sjokz. I'm standing here on our amazing all-star red carpet next to one of our all-stars, Huni. First of all, thank you very much for joining me, but want to jump into it as this is this big event with some really key names like yourself. What was it like to have been voted in by the fans, and how does it feel to finally be at this venue with the multiple stages and all the game modes that you're about to play?
First of all, I would like to say to my fans, thanks for the voting to me. I'm first in Europe region for All-Star on the top role. I'm really happy for that. Just I'm being All-Star and just being here. Really nice stage, and then I saw that really there is a lot of nice fans, and then this city is cool, everything is cool. So I think it's really perfect for me.
And everybody's super hyped up about all the different game modes that you will be playing, so I have to ask you, of all of them on the docket for us, which one are you looking forward to the most, and why?
I'm looking for 1v1 tournament because it's really easy to get spotlight because it's only 1 and 1. So I would like to against first match is against Prey, but actually I would like to versus Faker, and then I would like to prove that I'm really have that really good mechanical.
All right, so you do believe then that you have what it takes to walk away with the 1v1 title?
Sure, I'm going. I will try my best, but I'm just Tom Rainer, but I'm just gonna try my best.
Yeah, well, there are a ton of very talented players out here. Lastly, I want to ask you, as a representative of Team Ice, what it's been like to meet the other players on your team, and if you guys have been doing any practicing, how's it been going?
Actually, I would like to say we're practicing, but actually we're not. we're just practicing for like solo queue and then get like some duo and then AD carry and bot lane or something like really many practice. And at least for me, I play a lot of solo queue game and then I know what is good champion and dispatch and then they know, of course, they knew that.
Speaking of which, champions, which champions do you think are going to be strongest on this patch 5.23?
In 5.23, there's a lot of really good champion. For me, actually, I would say is Queen of it because that champion is really fast and then in solo queue, even in solo queue, he can kill everyone just go with ulti. So it's really also fun to play.
All right, well, there you have it. Maybe looking for a little bit of Quinn. Again, Huni, I want to thank you for joining me here on the red carpet. Before you go take the stage for EU versus NA, of course, I do have to ask this. Is EU going to take that first matchup of the day?
EU region.
There it is. You're saying that here in NA. I'm not sure how many of the fans are going to agree with you, but once again, Huni, thank you so much for this interview. We're going to throw it back inside to Sjokz and the desk to get us set up for the rest of the day.
I don't know what I'm more startled by, hearing Huni talk again and knowing that we won't be able to interview him for a while in EU, or Dash's hair. But, man, Huni, you gotta love him.
Yeah, his English has really improved.
Yeah, he should really be on the end.
Yeah, exactly. All memes aside, poor Huni wants to do well in the 1v1 tournament, but if he wins, he'll meet Madlife in the second round, and then, yeah, game over.
Really? I don't know, man.
Wow.
Supports versus top laner. I think the top laner would have more experience 1v1ing.
Like, I realize, like, sometimes you guys are, like, playing Thresh with Targon, so you have to learn to last hit. But, like, one of the win conditions is 100 CS. And, like, every laner out there is going to have a really big advantage.
I think junglers are going to suck in this.
I agree.
As a
Just
jungler
like in
myself,
regular League of Legends, junglers are the inferior players.
We'll see. Also quite interesting from Huni, because when he was over in EU, then I want to show that that EU is stronger than NA. Now he's done that. Now he's moving on to NA, and now he's going to show that EU is stronger than NA, probably, so we'll see what happens. But this event is all about the fans, because you guys, the fans, have been put in charge of the event. And since November the 13th, you have been casting votes online for which players will make up your regional dream teams. And these were then divided up based on their seeding at Worlds. So, blazing a path for Team Fire are players from Korea's LCK, the League Master Series, and the North American LCS. And looking to freeze out the competition is Team Ice, made up of China's LPL, the European LCS, and the winners of the International Wildcard All-Star event from the Commonwealth of Independent States. Looks like a pretty even playing field, Fire and Ice.
Yeah, I wonder if the seedings are based on the results from Worlds, because that would explain why NA was listed all the way at the bottom. But overall, I do
Battling wildcard where we belong.
Exactly, I do like how even the tournament is. Like at one side you have EU, and then with LPL, right? And then like Korea on the other side, nice regions there. LMS also strong region, and then both wildcard teams at the bottom duking it out, just like you mentioned there.
Yeah,
I think that'll be fantastic matches overall.
No, I got nothing. I just wanted to bask in the sick burn because I have no comebacks right now.
Well, it'll be very interesting. And all week, these teams, they will be competing in an array of game modes to bag tournament points. And the team that racks up the most points at the end of the event, they will be crowned our 2015 All-Star champions. And beyond bragging rights, although very important, the 3 winning lineups will bring home a healthy IP boost for their regions. And their victory will be immortalized in an All-Star skin, which you chose to go to Diana. I think we can all be very happy with that. Not as Timo, okay, but
I really wanted Timo. He is the best champion in all of League of Legends, and the fact that he is not, I voted for Timo personally, but the fact that Timo is not the winner is just shameful to everyone out there who plays League of Legends.
I voted for Nautilus. Who'd you vote for?
Diana. There we go.
Same.
Traitor.
EU greater than NA. Confirmed it again.
Well, in any case, it all kicks off today with Europe versus North America's best. Just like we've been asking for it. Then Korea and China face off in a specialty mode, pick 10. And then there are 14 1 versus 1s starting today with Marin versus Klerov. Yeah, let's talk a little bit about those 1 versus 1s. We saw a lot of them over in Melbourne. Kira took the entire thing and brought CIS region here, in fact, but he's up against some interesting people in this one.
Yeah, there's a lot of really, really strong players out there. I'm personally excited for the one that you mentioned right at the start there, Klerov versus Marin, because you have, like, 2 of the best players to play League of Legends all year long, and you even have, like, a nice LPL grudge match now that it's been confirmed Marin's been over to LGD, so you've got, like, 2 of the star players from both those rosters, and it's just going to be a whole bunch of fun.
I'm very interested to see how far Kira goes. His first matchup is against Dyrus, and then he plays the winner of, if he wins, he plays against Bjergsen or Smurf. But Kira came out with a whole bunch of strategies when he was playing in Melbourne, and he was a guy. 2 strategies, but the thing is his strategies were actually his masteries were actually very adaptive, and he came in with a 1v1 style that was very different than other people who were taking fervor of battle and being very aggressive. So I want to see how far he goes here.
I mean, obviously, a lot of people are looking at Faker versus Froggen, but actually, it got more interesting. I was just browsing Twitter right before this segment, and according to Froggen's Twitter, Faker actually challenged him to a 1v1 Anivia duel. So if that actually comes to V, I would want to watch that for sure.
Yeah, definitely. I wonder, as said, Reckless, of course, in the opening videos, like, this is supposed to be fun and all, but everyone wants to win in true Reckless style. And I do think, even though they might have not paid that much attention to the bracket beforehand, except for those high matchups, when you sit there, you're a pro player, you want to win.
Yeah, I was just doing extensive research. Like 2 hours ago, he sent out a tweet, guys, does anybody know what's good in 1v1? So he's totally prepared.
Doesn't he play top lane? That's only 1v1s,
yeah,
right?
for the first time in his career, he will not have a jungler camping him. So yeah, he can actually go far in this tournament.
Well, I mean, the thing is, yeah, as far as he wants to just play League of Legends, playing one 8-minute-long game is going to be kind of like his entirety of his career in that.
Well, talking about champions in that matchup, there were a lot of things. We saw the Caitlyn, of course, when she was available, was always picked. We had the Lucian from Kira as well. And then Kennen is always up there for 1 versus 1. What are maybe the pocket picks?
Leona, obviously. Sorry, go ahead.
I think that Kindred is going to be the one that's 100% pick ban here. They are extraordinarily strong. Got to get that down. Rek'Sai's a she, and they're they. But yeah, Kindred, I think that they actually are extraordinarily powerful in the one-on-one, and is probably going to be that 100% pick ban.
Yeah, the problem is for 1v1 mostly because CS is a win condition, or the tower. A lot of people go for like these high-ranged, hard-to-all-win type of characters. I enjoy it more when people try to go ham. Hopefully we see some guys come out with the snowball cheese and just pick it, like an Annie, for example.
Yeah, drop a couple, are good at those.
drop some CS and then just go all in and try and burn them down instead of playing the slow and steady 100 CS.
It reminds me of IWCA where Lep, who had previously the day before had actually had a terrible game with Team Brazil, and then he played Annie, and then he missed the Tibbers at the crucial moment. It was not good times, but those things can happen, and all eyes are on you in that 1 versus 1. There's no way to hide. Well, there are 2 brushes, I guess, but it's going to be very interesting.
Yeah, only 2 brushes. Garen's not very strong in that matchup either. It's going to be really rough. And yeah, anytime someone goes for the melees, it's always really interesting because you know they're going to get outlaned. You know they're going to lose their turret first, and you're like, when is the point to go for this one? And those are always really tense, the range melee matchups.
And on top of everything, we are going to be playing on 5.23, so all the preseason changes will be in there. So let's talk about some of these changes. And of course, Phreak, you are our resident Platinum 80 carat diamond.
What diamond? Wow.
Oh, sorry, I don't know.
I've been flat since season 1 when you couldn't go any higher.
Diamond 2.
Okay.
Yeah.
So a lot of changes for 80 carries. Happy, unhappy?
Yeah, so this is really interesting. So the way that 80 carry itemization works, they probably had the biggest set of changes. You still start with a BF sword item, Infinity Edge, or now Essence Reaver for the more spell-based 80 carries. Quick caveat, you don't finish IE until you buy a Zeal. It's not Gold Division on its own. Just keep that in mind, everyone out there playing solo queue. You still get a Zeal item second. There's a lot more choices, though. It's not always Shiv, so there's other ways to branch out. Some people actually will go like Shiv and Rapid Fire Cannon. It's 523. They still stack. And then third item, Last Whisper by itself now sucks. It's only like gold efficient against champions who bought like 80 armor or something. So you'll buy another Zeal item, or you'll go into lifesteal like a Bloodthirster or something.
And this doesn't just affect 80 carries, it also affects the entire landscape of the Rift. Because Last Whisper is being pushed back to 4th item, 5th item, tanks and armor has become more valuable. We're seeing a lot more Malphite, Mundo, and then we're also seeing Rammus as well in the jungle. We haven't seen a lot of these picks in a good while. Malphite was on his way up near the end of the season, but then this makes Trundle actually a really good pick because he takes 40% of their armor and magic resist away, which means the Last Whisper being delayed is not a problem.
Yep, I think it's super good right there, and I mean those are just very strong champions, and we're going to see what else sort of bubbles up as All Stars is on 522, so now the 523 changes as new champions as well.
Definitely new champions and also the new Rift Herald that there is to play. But what of a priority do you think he will take in the games?
I mean, we haven't seen many competitive matches or at all on this patch, so like I can only judge from solo queue, and judging from solo queue, stop going for the damn Rift Herald. People like group up with 3 people trying to kill that thing for just a silly little buff and then end up throwing the entire game because of it. It's not that important, just like Dragon on this patch, not that important anymore. Clear it after you get some kills maybe, but yeah, that's where you stop. Like, don't risk your life for the Rift Herald.
Keep going for it.
Keep going for it, we'll see. Well, what about Illaoi? Should they go for that? Also available now?
See, Illaoi coming out as a pick, I wouldn't be surprised if we see it, but it being an effective pick is still in question. Illaoi is extraordinarily lane dominant, but the problem that she has is transitioning whatever lead she gets in the lane to team fights and some way closing out the game. She has a very Darius-style team fight where she's counter-engaged, and the enemy, you want them to run at your team composition and go after your threats. But the thing is, Illaoi doesn't have any peel mechanics in her kit. She has no CC. People are buying Iceborne Gauntlet and Dead Man's Plate to try and compensate for that. But she also doesn't make great use of teleport because she needs so much setup time with her tentacles. So when you TP in, the ideal scenario requires your ultimate and requires flash. So she becomes flash dependent as well. So it's not like all around, this champion has some weaknesses, but you can draft around that and draft more to help her out, like engaged champions.
Yeah, I tend to agree. I think there's also one sort of nice trick she has in that, like, in like a sort of long distance sort of pokey battle, she can just do half someone's max health by like landing the E on them and your team wails on it, and then suddenly you get a bunch of tentacles spawning up afterwards. So there's like a couple of tools there, but I tend to agree, like, she's kind of a setup required champion. Also to clear that debuff, it does go down if you clear some of the enemy tentacles, if you get the, 3 of them, if you get the last hit on them. But in these very uncoordinated team environments where people are not used to playing against each other, we may see that debuff go to full length. So. I've had teammates steal like tentacle kills from me, like, okay, it's fine. You didn't watch the spotlight, but it's okay.
Well, I tried to do some research as well, and whenever I was watching Bjergsen's stream, she didn't look very OP, and then I looked at Incarnation's stream and I was like, wow, it's super OP, and I want to play her, so we'll see what happens. In terms of outside of Illaoi on the preseason patch, this first big tournament after IWCA in Melbourne, we actually have a sample size of the champions that were picked there, at least on top of the jungle once again, and a lot of comps coming out that were very, very similar to what we saw at Worlds, and even before that, even Season 4-ish in some cases.
But it's cool seeing the types of champions here, because you have like the champions that were already good back in like Worlds, like Tom Kench, #1 here. You've got like 2 Essence Reaver AD carries, the top for ADs. Like you've still got Gangplank actually a big beneficiary of Essence Reaver as well. And then you've got not only like the Hyper Tank like the Malphite and the Mundo and whatnot, but you've got a Rage Blade user like Jax, and then Fiora who's good against tanks with % max health, true damage. So like there's like a nice like mix of champions that like work because of items, work because of the metagame.
I'm actually very surprised that Rek'Sai is on that list and Kindred isn't, because Kindred is such a power pick right now that I'm surprised people aren't going for that all the time just to have some dominance in the jungle. And Quinn is now a flex pick between top and jungle, so I think we're going to see Quinn and Kindred both jump onto that list very quickly.
Yeah, definitely a couple more champions coming there. The whole support role kind of got changed on that too. Mage supports are a lot stronger, mostly due to Spell Thieves working together with Thunderlord's Decree as your keystone. The poke you can do, like, you have Brand support with a single damage over time from his passive, procs at Thunderlord's.
Does not actually.
Bard doesn't?
Dots don't even count for like
really? Okay, that's why I thought Brand was
Blaze
broken.
does not do anything with Thunderlords.
Turns out he was broken anyways.
It's really good with
reasons.
Death Bar Touch, yeah.
Okay, but Brand actually sees some play a lot in solo queue anyways, so...
And PYL's here.
I just got lawyered in that regard. So let's move on to a champion I do know. Bard actually works very well because auto Q procs, all 3 procs, and Thunderlord's Decree. And I want to see more Bard overall.
Yeah, and in terms of Brand, I actually want to jump back to that for a second, because we are going to see this pick a lot. The Spell Thief's Edge all the way upgraded to Frost Queen's Claim. That is such a great thing for him, because it's a 40% slow for 4 seconds on 2 people. It's an absolutely incredible item. It isn't even that expensive. And if you get that, Brand's going to stun you, going to do a lot of damage to your team as well.
Yeah, it's such an annoying item right now. People have to stay grouped because you will get picked off by the Spooky Ghost if you don't respect it at all. Especially in these chaotic games, teams not really have that much synergy. We might see a big bloodbath with mage supports.
Hopefully it's a bloodbath and we see some big plays. And throughout the week, we'll also be looking to you to help us wade through the most spectacular jaw-dropping plays from 2015 as you pick the year's biggest, baddest play. And to help us whittle them down, we've got Pulse at the Telestrator.
Thank you, Sjokz. And that's right, while you'll be picking the world's top play later in the week, we're going to be starting right here in the North American LCS with Double Lift, giving CLG fans a reason to get excited during the summer finals.
That's going to be Pobelter going down. Way too close now for CLG. Triple kill for Turtle, looking for the Quadra. Not going to get it that time. It's a triple for Double Lift. He's looking for Bjergsen. That's a Double Lift pentakill.
And next, Team Liquid's Phoenix is cool in the face of danger, saying, 4v1 me, bro.
They want Phoenix in this turret.
Oh, boy.
He's pretty strong, though. What's he going to do?
Oh,
he got 2! He's going to get a triple kill! A quadra kill! An amazing play by Phoenix on Azir! The legacy of Shurima is real!
Let's see this again.
All right, so they know he has his ult. CLG is low. They try and flank from 2 sides. Double with next Smithy takes so much damage. They don't land the Bard CC. Triple Emperor's Divide into a soldier double. And I don't even know what happened to the last guy. Bard died off on the side as well for the 4th kill. Good lord, Phoenix.
All hail Azir. And finally, Piglet takes a shot in the dark and bags Team Liquid a Baron steal.
They start up the Baron just because Turtle is bottom. You are not late game yet. This is only 26 minutes in. You can't burn through this Baron. An AD carry being bottom.
Oh my god, he stole it! Piglet comes up with a big one steal!
Smite is up.
No vision.
No vision. Blinded it.
Way.
He blinded
it's even better now!
So, to vote for your favorite play from North America, vote on Twitter by sending in your choice to @LOLesports with the corresponding hashtag, and we'll tally up the votes in just a bit. So, for now, we're going to send it back to the analyst desk.
Well, thank you very much, Paul. So all the plays coming out of NA there, do you guys have a specific preference, Phreak?
Not really. I just like pointing out, as much as Europe makes fun of us for like taking all their players, that we have.
We don't make fun of you. We cry in our beds every single night.
Okay, great.
It's a defense mechanism.
Please, like, can I drink your tears? Can you please just help me with this one? But I like that two of the big players are from like Korean players. You know, like North America, just land of opportunity. Bring your big plays here, and we'll reap the benefits.
And not go past
and
the
not
group
go.
stage.
Yeah, no, it's fine.
It's all good. Anyway, Zirene, do you have a preference?
That still hurts a little bit. Yeah, I like the Phoenix play a lot, because when I play Azir, nothing happens. I have no idea how to do anything on that champion, so I'm very impressed by that.
Yeah, I have to echo that sentiment. We actually went through some like entry-level training here a couple of weeks ago and played against other Rioters, and I played a match against a gold-level player because, you know, wasn't that many high-level players. It's like, I'll play Azir, haven't played this champion ever, I'll figure him out. 1-0-3 in mid lane, and it's like, aren't you supposed to be
aren't you in Challenger?
Aren't you a former pro player? It's like, no, that was somebody else. That definitely wasn't me. So,
you were hazed?
I was I just got owned that by a Goldie. So
0-3, oh no.
Azir is a pretty hard champion.
Yeah. Anyway, looking at the other game modes that we have, we look at a lot of big plays. We know that the teams are probably really going to try hard, especially in that first game, NA versus EU. We're going to talk a little bit more on that in just a bit, because we're going to head inside the battle arena to meet the participants of the 2015 All-Star event.